Chapter 24. Jesus makes it very clear in this chapter that do not be tricked, don't be deceived by people saying Christ has appeared, Christ has come in some specific place. Jesus makes it very clear, do not be tricked by those. Like a desert or secret room, Jesus is there. Don't believe it. That's what Jesus is saying. His actual return, Jesus' actual return will be as obvious as lighting that lights up the whole sky. Lightning, like the lightning that lights up whole sky. It will be like that. So everyone will see that together and there won't be any confusion about whether it's really Jesus or not. There will be no confusion when he actually comes. Therefore, Jesus said, if someone says Jesus has come in this secret room or desert, don't believe it. That's what Jesus is saying. So to help us understand, Jesus reminds us about the Noah's time, the time of Noah in the Old Testament. That time, people were just living their everyday lives, eating, drinking, getting married, doing business, something like that. Not paying attention to Noah, warning them, get on the ark. Noah was like, hey, people, get on the ark. There will be a big flood. But they were completely surprised when the flood actually came because they didn't believe it will come really. So Jesus says his return will be something like that. People will be doing about their regular activities, not thinking about spiritual matters when he suddenly returns. And Jesus shares a story that helps us understand how to live while we wait for his coming. Yes, Jesus will be coming, but we do not know when he will be coming. Then, how should we live while we are waiting for his coming? So he talks about a master who puts a servant in charge while he's away. The good servant takes care of others and do his work faithfully, not knowing exactly when the master will return. They may not know when the master will return exactly, but until the master comes, they do their work very faithfully. This servant is blessed because he keeps doing what he should do, even when the master is gone for a long time. But another servant thinks the master will not return soon. Oh, master will come back later. And they start mistreating others and living without care. They just make a mess in the master's place. This story teaches us something about living as Christians today. When people around us are focused on their daily lives only, without thinking about spiritual reality, we have a role. Our role is to stay spiritually awake and help others understand spiritual matters. We can demonstrate we are ready for Jesus' return by faithfully doing what God has given us to do. That's the mission. We are not simply waiting without point. No, our wait involves preparing for the return of Jesus. And Jesus encourages us to be prepared, therefore. He wants us to understand that while we live our daily lives, we are part of something bigger, God's plan. We do not need to worry about figuring out exactly when Jesus will return. No. Instead, we should focus on living faithfully each day, showing God's love to others, and helping people understand spiritual truth, spiritual matter. This way of living keeps us ready for whenever Jesus comes back. The heart of Jesus' message here is very simple. Live each day knowing that Jesus could return at any time. This means treating others with love and doing our work honestly. That is the mission, and staying connected with God through prayer and worship. When we live this way, we will be ready to meet Jesus, whether he returns today or years from now. We do not know when he will come, but whether he will come right now or years from now, we will be ready when we are prepared through prayer and worship. This is Matthew 24. Matthew 25. Jesus continues to teach us how to live while we wait for Jesus' comeback. These stories in the chapter help us understand what God expects from us while we are waiting for the coming of Jesus again. The first story in this chapter is about 10 young women waiting for a wedding party. 5 were very wise, so they brought extra oil for their lamps. But another 5 women, they were kind of foolish and didn't prepare for the time the bridegroom will come. So when the bridegroom actually came late at night, only those 5 women with enough oil, they could join the celebration. The other 5, they were left out while trying to buy more oil. They tried to buy more oil when actually the bridegroom came already. So this teaches us about being ready spiritually at all times. The oil represents the Holy Spirit in our lives. So we need to stay connected to God through prayer and worship. Without those preparation, we'll be like those 5 women who were not prepared when the bridegroom came already. And the second story talks about 3 servants given 3 amounts of money, talent. So I will say the talent as money here. So they were given money to manage by the master. So 2 servants used their money wisely and they made it double. But 1 servant kept his money just hidden underground out of fear. The master praised those 2 servants who used those money they were given. But the master was upset with the other servant who did nothing out of fear. This shows us that God gives each of us different gifts and talents, and He wants us to use them to serve others and spread His love and gospel. The third story shows Jesus separating people like a shepherd separates sheep from goats. The surprising part is how He judges them, not by how religious they looked, no, but by how they treated other people, especially those in need. Jesus says, when we help anyone who is hungry, thirsty, lonely, or in trouble, it's like we are helping Jesus directly. These stories connect to show us how to live while we wait for the coming of Jesus. First, we need to stay spiritually prepared by keeping close to God. We need to be spiritually prepared by keeping close to God. Then we need to use whatever gift God has given us to help others. If you have any gifts and talents, you cannot just keep it for yourself. We need to use it to help others and share the gospel with them. And then we also need to show God's love by caring for people in need. Jesus teaches like this, that even small acts of kindness matter to God greatly. When we give a drink to someone thirsty or visit someone who is sick, we are actually serving Jesus. This is the foundation of our good works. This means our everyday actions have eternal importance. The key is living with spiritual awareness while we actively show love to others. Yes, we do not know when Jesus will come again, but we can live each day ready and prepared to meet Jesus by using our gifts to help others and showing kindness of Jesus to those in need. That's what Jesus did. And then we need to follow His example. Let us remember, God is not asking us to do something perfect and big and huge. No. He's watching how we use what He has already given us and how we treat others around us. Living this way keeps us ready and prepared for the coming of Jesus. So this is chapter 25 of Matthew, and let us be prepared spiritually. Let us be prepared by loving others until Jesus comes again.